55 days to a big Walt Disney World, Universal, SeaWorld month-long Orlando adventure. And today I've got a story time from my childhood of the first time I ever went on the plane. And I was involved. I was there with a whole, like, the terrorism. So it's going to be interesting and really eye-opening. Although it's a bad thing that happened, I really like to tell this story because it is interesting. Not a lot of interesting things happen in my life, and just to say before, I wasn't involved in this. When I say I was involved, I wasn't one of the terrorists, of course. I wasn't one of them, and I didn't die. So don't worry about that. Just in case you're wondering where I died, I didn't die. So join me for my first time experience on a plane. Before we get started though, make sure you subscribe to Planet Mark and hit a bell notification to be told of the next great upload. And it is only 8 weeks now until we go to our big Orlando adventure, so I really want you guys to join me in that. But anyway, so let me tell you the first time I went to a plane. It was in fact, the first time we ever went to Orlando. I've never flown before, had no idea what to expect. I'll just apologise now because I still have a cold. I'm still ill. It feels like I've been ill for ages, but I've never been to an airport before, so I'd know all of this, anything could have happened, and it would all be a brand new experience for me. And airports are fun. I always find that airports are actually quite fun. It was just like new to me. So when we went, I can't remember the exact date of it, but I know it was August of 2005. Yeah. Some of you might already know what I'm going to be saying. Others, maybe not. So if you don't, I'll gradually get you into it. So we arrived at the airport, and I had no idea what to expect. And there was a huge, massive pile, like a cattle of people, like a huge crowd. Like if I look back now, it would be like similar to like a concert or something like that. Just a big huddle of people. There wasn't lines. It's just a big mass of people. The first thing we saw were people, like these armed guards and loads of armed security going past with machine guns, or I'm not a gun expert, but there's some kind of big gun. They're walking around, and I think that maybe because I've never been before, had no idea why. I thought that maybe this is normal. Is it? Actually, now that I know, and when we were coming back, it was people were in lines. There was sort of the strap bar thingies, you know, the bars which people queue up. Kind of like in a shop when there's a person free, you go to it. But this was completely different. This was just, you stay there, you get in this big huddle of people, and you wait. Whenever there was somebody free to baggage, just go. So at this point we had no idea what was going on. None of my family had flown before, apart from my dad, he was the one that said, okay, well, this isn't normal. Well, we had no idea. He was the first one to really mention it. It was like, well, this big huddle of people, this mass was not right. And the machine guns as well, that was not right as well. So it was still all left in the dark. And then they made this big announcement saying that you can't have any take-on luggage. Anything that you wanted, that there was absolutely no liquids or anything like that, no kind of makeup or anything. It had any kind. The only thing you could take is medicine, and that had to be in. You had to have a doctor's note. It had to be in a clear plastic bag, so you couldn't take anything. You have a laptop or anything like that, that had to go straight into the hold. Nothing like that. No cameras, no phones, no nothing. So we got to the desk eventually. That was literally about an hour or so. I think we thought we were going to miss the plane at that point, and there was but anyway, we finally managed to get to the front desk, and the woman said she didn't know, she couldn't say anything. Next, after that, we went to customs, which was a much more vigorous, which at the time I didn't know it was more vigorous. It was a lot more concentrated, like really patting down every single person and going through really, you know, how they normally do just the spot checks. Everybody had that this time, so as you can probably imagine, queues were even longer there as well. As you can probably imagine, our plane was delayed by, I think, 4 hours because of these massive delays and super checks, and we still had no idea what was going on. And then we saw a TV. There was a TV there, and there was a TV there, and apparently this was the day that it was announced that they had just foiled the plot of the liquid bomb plot. basically, if you don't know, there are a few good documentaries, not nearly as many as you'd hope. But these people which were planning on taking bottles of liquids in like batteries and things like that onto transatlantic planes. That's where we were going, across the Atlantic, onto these planes, and planning to blow them up in the middle of the air, which was terrifying. So you can kind of imagine, and I kind of remember thinking to myself, well, you know, it's annoying all of this is happening and our plane's being delayed, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to set foot on that plane unless they knew absolutely 110% that every millimetre of that plane, every single person had been checked and there's absolutely no room for error. So at this point we heard that Heathrow had closed down, and we were actually at Gatwick, and that hadn't been closed down, but the planes were being delayed. The whole time we were thinking that our plane was going to get just cancelled and we'd have to go home, kind of, you know. But at the same time we didn't want to die or have any kind of risk at all. 4 hours came when our gate finally got called up. We went there. There was still like another hour and a half delay of like getting onto the plane. We finally, after all of that, this is now a 5.5 hour delay that we had due to this terror, and still scared. People were scared. You could visibly see people were shaking and was a bit scared because of everything. And again, first time on a plane. And then we finally got onto the plane. More delays, like another 45 minutes again. I'm guessing they were just still checking more people. And then, it was a thing with my mum that actually spotted this. One of the passengers got off the plane. And we didn't know why. We weren't told anything. We just had all these stewards like coming around saying, where was he sat? Like, did he sit anywhere else? Did he put any bags on here? Are you definitely sure? And then he said, apparently what we heard through the grapevine was that he had, I don't know, forgotten his bag or something like that, something stupid, so they had to take all of the bags off. And then I was like, well, it's alright for him. If he's left a bomb on this plane, he's gotten off, he's safe. We're dead. But either way, so they had to lock everything. There was still more panic. There was still people like wanting, you know, air hostess like running around, making sure there's absolutely nothing that he left on this plane, like no bags or nothing. He wasn't sitting anywhere that no one saw. So again, more checks, more delays. And he just didn't come back. Don't know what happened after that, but like normally in airplanes, they just don't tell you the full story. They just give a little bit of the story, but like they normally ask questions, but don't really give you any answers. Probably because it would just cause more questions, or they just want to keep people as submissive as possible. And you can imagine that the entire time that we were flying, we were thinking, well, you know, we've launched in the air, but that wasn't really where they're planning on blowing up the planes. If they have managed, because these people wanted to kill people, then they will do so. But flying across the Atlantic the entire time was just a bit nerve-wracking, and you could feel the tension in the plane. But at the same time, we had movies to watch, so as a kid, they really helped, as well as the free food and free drinks. But I suppose that's why I never sleep on the plane. I suppose that's now like a subconscious thing. Like the whole time there, I was like awake, and I was like, I can't go to sleep just in case I don't know what I could have done as like a 15-year-old if somebody did try to take it, whether I would have the guts. I would like to think that I have the guts to go and stop any kind of terrorism or anything like that. But you don't know until you're put into that situation. So now I suppose that that's what you kind of like put. I'd never sleep on a plane. I don't even try to sleep on the plane. I always have to keep my mind occupied watching movies and things like that. Whilst other people are asleep, I just can't do it. Mainly because I always think of that kind of memory. But at the end of the day, you have to kind of think that no one died. Fantastic police officers and our security forces, they did an amazing job. They saved countless lives. For, you know, we could have been one. Like I say, we might have been one of those planes. Hopefully not either way, but you can't say, you never know, and you never really want to run that risk. It can shape you, but at the end of the day, you could kind of say, oh, there are all these signs saying don't get on the plane, don't go, but I always think, well, no, things are going to always say, like, don't do it. There's always going to be signs that say don't do it, but I always think, no, you shape that for the better, and you persevere with what you want to do, and don't let the bad things. And I suppose it's a good metaphor for life, isn't it? Like, you really want to do something. I really want to just go to America for the very first time, go to abroad for the very first time, and although there was all these things that were scary, things that were stopping me, and I didn't want that to stop me. I didn't want that. I wanted to persevere. I wanted to get there. So no matter what would have happened, I would have wanted to keep going on. Even though we were scared, even though there was an incredible amount of tension, I don't think, like I say, like, we could have just landed and like finished the holiday and never went back, never wanted to fly, use that as an excuse, never want to fly again. But no, I use that as an excuse to say no, people have done their jobs right, people have saved countless lives, and I'm one of those people that survived, and I don't want my view of flying or telling people not to go fly because of one tainted experience, one scary experience. I don't want that to be like my experience. I like to use bad experiences to shape good ones, and that's really what I'm getting at. But just to let you know, it ended up being a 7-8 hour delay. So I really hope you've enjoyed this lesson. If you have any other kind of like in airport weird or like scary flying stories, let me know in the comments section below. Remember to subscribe to Planet Mark and hit a bell notification to be told of the next great upload. Remember to like and share this video. Follow us on Twitter at PlanetMarkVlog or Facebook.com/PlanetMarkVlog or at Instagram at Disney.Dreamer_UK. Remember, it's 55 days to go to our next flight to the US, so I hope you'll join us then. And stick around for loads of other really great Planet Mark videos. See you next one, guys. Bye 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 bye.